1009 stocks are underperforming since Nifty make a peak of September 2024. But there's a pocket of market which is outperforming. And you'll be shocked to know how many stocks are outperforming. To be precise, 483 stocks are outperforming since the Nifty peak 2 years ago, September 2024. And I'm backing myself with the proper data. And you can see the Sudarshana app where 1009 stocks are underperforming and 483 stocks have been outperforming. I'll show you step by step because that's a pocket where actually outperformance is. And probably that could be the reason your portfolio is not performing and you want to know those stocks and sectors where long bases are formed, which I'll cover at the end. So, what will be the short video coverage? We'll go through the market breadth analysis, what's going on, why it is caution, and we will be going through some of the stocks, going through some of the bases, understanding what is the reason for learning purposes only. No recommendation of buy and sell. If you want to learn, and that's where the opportunity of earning comes in. No recommendation, stay till the end. And if you're new to channel, give a thumbs up, hit a subscribe button because I keep coming up with new videos. Hopefully will add value in your journey and you can stay peaceful. So let's get started. If you're new to my channel, my name is Shivendra Bhatia and I share all the actionable insights without any BS, straight to the point, only for the busy professionals who are trying to make living with a job or kind of NCP or solo business, but also want to invest in market. That's the goal, which is what I am at the moment. So I want to share those insights so you can become a peaceful weekend investor. So let's start with the our Sudarshana app, what it's saying. Before that, let's look at what's going on with Nifty. Now, if you've been following my channel, I have covered this several times. This was a period where we were enjoying the rally, and that was a peak where I published that on my Twitter and X handle that I'm exiting. And since then, I'm not saying that I know that. I'm not going to say that. It was just pure God grace that I was able to exit and book my profits. And since then, market has not gone anywhere. And that was properly documented and it was clearly highlighted here. You can go and check my logs on TradingView. Now, that's the Nifty at the moment, which is underperforming and cautious. Now, if you look at it, what's the Sudarshana app is saying? Sudarshana app is basically an app which I built um, thanks to wipe coding. Is basically gives me all those signals which I need to know. And now this first signal is how many stocks. September was the peak of the market. Since then, out of 1,638 stocks which I'm tracking, we got 1009 stocks which are underperforming. Out of that, outperformance is 483 stocks which have gone way above 10%, and 146 stocks are between 0 to minus 10%. Look at that. And September 27th was a peak of the market, and that's a story. And you need to be in the right pocket, right sector. And that's what we cover at the end with the stocks which is coming in my radar for this week. So stay tuned on that. And if you're enjoying the content, just give a thumbs up. It encourages us to come up and put all this hard work. So that will be great. So this is the first of all, let's start with the market breadth, and let's see whether we can get it. Yeah, so let's click the market breadth. So what is market breadth saying? First of all, what is market breadth? I always say that PVT me, price, volume, time, and market environment is very, very important. All together becomes an recipe for success. And you can't just miss one of them. And that's why the market environment comes, and that's the breadth heat map is there. It tells you exactly how many stocks are up at certain percentages, down, up 20% 5 days, down 20% 5 days, and how many stocks are above 550, 150, and 200 moving days. And down below, if you see, there is a clear chart to give you indication of what's going on so that we have a clear understanding of what is market breadth saying. So right now, you can see here 23 stocks. 23 stocks are basically hit the 20% and above, right? At some point, there were 177 stocks and a completely breadth came off. So it must be a news because of war. You're getting a lot of news in terms of the, whether they whether the the war, as you can see here, the peak here formed, and and as and when Trump is tweeting, these peaks are formed. So you have to look for the clear trends. At the same time, this is tells also the what's the nature of the market we are in. And but there is 483 stocks which are outperforming. So let's look at the um, Dhara, which is a strong and young, and is all inspired by Sanskrit name. Dhara means where actually money is flowing, and where Dhara means flow, and money flow is what we should be focusing on here. So looking at Dhara, and we can see which sectors. And I'm still building on this app, so obviously there are some sectors which are not mapped, but you can see capital good is 15 stocks, financial services 4 stocks, power 3 stocks, healthcare 2 stocks, and so on and so forth. You can see these are the component composition of last week analysis as of 22nd May, and some of the stocks which have given phenomenal returns. This is 3 months return, right? You can see 48%, 63%, Wellcop, um, and GNT, which is basically multi-bagger stocks, some of which have come, and Bale, all of these stocks have become crazy returns in last 3 months. And if we're not in that pocket, probably your portfolio is not outperforming. And chemical stocks, fast moving consumer Honasa has given 27%. Financial services, BSC has been just crazy, phenomenal run, 53% up. And JNK Bank, Bandhan Bank, Maharashtra Bank, they all have been in the radar. Which and then these are all no recommendations. I may have positions, may not have position. I might take position. So please, I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. Please consider that. And this all going in the scroll as well. So make sure you are reading through that. It's only for education purposes. And some of these stocks which have come in. So while this is happening, and this is where the market breadth is, let's look at some of the stocks so that you get to know some of the stocks which I'm tracking. And let's go to the charts. And I will open up to this chart and see this is our. If you want to have a full list of stocks, you can join sbhatia.co/VIP. It's a free community channel. Jump in, and I share a lot of more content there, and probably more easier because making videos, sharing up takes a lot of time and a lot of effort as well. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now because that's a gentleman promise. I'm giving you value content. Nothing goes out of your pocket. If you give a thumbs up, write a comment, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So first thing first, BSC is one of my favorites. If you have seen my previous video, I've covered the full analysis on BSC when I started buying at the 263 levels, and I'm still holding. And absolutely, BSC has been, and you can see here there is already um, in here we have already shared my blog, which was there, what's my trade plan, and everything was there in June 24 24, which is where I said. And since then the stock has just been crazy run. I've been sharing all the updates there, so you can follow that. Now let's look at the first stock in the radar, which is Apex, right? I just realized that. Yeah. So Apex, and why it has come in my radar? Because of its long base. So let's look at a monthly chart from the weekly chart because that's very peaceful. And if you look at this peaceful chart, beauty, right? Why does beauty? Not because I'm asking you to buy or sell. It is because you understand that this stock had a peak here, which was close to 2020, and now it is 2026. That's the base, long base, and the volume. Now, question is whether it will be making all-time high. What's going on? So it's something to check in radar. We'll cover some fundamental analysis on this stock later, but something to track on as a whole. Now, another one is data patterns. Now, data patterns is a stock because it is making all-time high. It's a monthly chart, and it is testing its really resting and is doing Vishram rest at the all-time high level, so it's worth to track on. Avanti feeds, same story, coming out of very long base as well. Let's look at the monthly chart so that we can get a clear picture. Same here. Hola. So this is 2017, and it's done an all-time high, and that's where you will see, if I draw the line so that you get a better picture, here it is. And you can see the story. You have this high, and then it took a breakout, and now sitting and resting here. So that's something which you need to look into it. Now another one is Vardhaman Textile, which is basically a textile stocks are coming in radar. Again, this is because it's all-time high, and I just thought it'll be good to track. My Unicoder has gone nowhere. Now it's breaking out and touching all-time territory. They make all the leather, artificial leathers for various industries, including cars. So probably that could be reason. And Jammu and Kashmir Bank, it's kind of um, made a high, and now it's kind of forming a kind of a long base, and some VCP pattern also is kind of can be seen here in long base. Sale is another stock which is coming out of base. So steel is cyclical, so be very cautious because they can go up and come down, like you can see roller coaster ride in front of you being played. BHAL, crazy. They always have been floored. This is coming out of long base, right? You can see 2007 was the high, and now it's broke. This is called long base, right? Multi-year high. You need to track these stocks because last time we did, you see how much money was made, and you need to look into that. That was the crazy run which has happened, and 657%. And now we're waiting for this high. So let's keep a watch on it. Jindal Saw is another stock which to watch out for. This is a monthly chart, so obviously it becomes more clearer after the correction. It's kind of forming a base, so it makes it clear. So always look for monthly charts and weekly charts first so that you get a better clarity. And this is RR Cable. All the cable industries are stocks. Polycab, we covered that many times in our channel, so that's one of my holdings, core holdings, and this is what also is um, going all-time high. And Lloyd's SME, which is another stock which is all-time high to track on. So these are the stocks which I'm tracking. Apart from that, if you have got value, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And if you think you are tracking any stocks, put in the comment box. Love to hear from you and see which stocks you are tracking. If you want me to cover any fundamental analysis and sharp analysis on any stocks, again, put a comment box. I'll look forward for sharing what I can and add value in your journey so you can grow and we can grow together peacefully. So till the next video, I say goodbye. Have a peaceful weekend investing. Bye bye.